Hi everybody, this is my favorite guitar build yet because I got to do this with my son. He was here visiting from North Carolina, helping me out with some stuff for a little bit, and we decided to build a guitar. He had never built one before, so he got to learn the ropes a little bit. So it was really enjoyable to have him help me. Now we did this from scratch. We had a piece of beech wood, a piece of maple, and a piece of black walnut. So the body is made from beech wood, the neck is made of maple, and the fretboard we made out of walnut, black walnut. Now the dots are wooden dowel. I think it's poplar wooden dowel, and I had to paint them a little bit to get where you could see them. They were too dark by the time I got the finish on it. We used gunstock oil on it, on everything. It seems to come out really nice. I had some parts from kits and stuff for the hardware, so the pickups and all this is stuff that I had laying around. Except we did have to go get a pickup plate and a couple of potentiometers, and we was able to find those locally. We had planned to do everything on black, but we couldn't get black hardware before we left, so I do have black hardware. I'll be swapping it out. And also we put a bone nut on it. We did all the fret work. He got me a fret bender for Christmas, so we got to use that. This thing plays and feels really nice to me. I'm a little bit, partial or prejudiced or whatever, but I really like it. It plays nice. All the wood and everything we milled out. Took it to the router with templates. We both did the routing and all that stuff, and the fret leveling and all that. So we've got to both be very hands-on. I wired it with one tone, one volume, and a three-way switch. So I want to do a tone test before and after and see the difference. I'll compare the parts. So the guitar is apart now, and I want to compare the new parts with the old parts and go through what I paid for the parts. Of course, I'm putting all black parts on, so I got the neck plate with 4 screws. That cost me $9.95 at Guitar Fetish. This one does not have the rubber plate, plastic plate that this one had with it, but they are the same size, so I can use that if I want to on it. One thing I did not have was strap buttons, so I got some black strap buttons for it as well. As you can see here, these are Guitar Fetish, and they cost $4.45. We got the jack plate from a local supplier. It was used, a couple or $3. He only charges for it. I don't know if a camera can pick that up, but it has some chrome mist and some pitting in it and stuff like that, so I was going to end up replacing that anyway. I don't know if that camera can actually see it or not very well, but of course the new one will be black. And Guitar Fetish came with a free, according to the listing, jack, and the jack does have black hardware screws with it as well. That cost me $6.45 for that. Now we had to custom make a pick guard for it. As you can see, we used white knobs. So I thought I didn't have any knobs in my box, and then after I bought these here from Guitar Fetish, I found I do have 2 more of these. And those knobs were $11.95 for 4 of them, but since I'm only using 2, I'm going to prorate that to about $5.97. I didn't have any potentiometers in stock. Local guy did have some full-size CTS 500K pots, so those will stay. The switch is one I had from an old guitar kit. I'm going to replace it with the black one here. This is a better quality switch. No, which camera gets the best view of that switch? Sometimes I have focus with the problems with the overhead. But it's a better switch. It's got black hardware, all that on it. I could have just bought a black tip and not spent very much money, but I decided to go with everything black. And a better quality switch. This switch here, if the camera's picking it up, is a little bit shafted, a little loose. It doesn't affect anything really. It's just feels funny. This one is good and tight. The switch was $9.95 at Guitar Fetish. The original pickup rings that we had with it, they were plastic. They came off a Les Paul archstop style kit, so I had to shave them down flat for this guitar. So I did get some metal flatter ones that'll, I think, go really good with these new pickups. The pickup rings were $10.45 a set, and they do come with screws, if you can see in the package there. The tuners that we originally used came out of a project that I already had on hand. These are just cheap tuners, silver, non-branded, and I did not have screws for them, so I just kind of had to crank them down on the headstock a little bit, and actually the guitar did stay in tune that way. The new tuners are Tone Ninjas from ToneNinja.com. They came off of eBay. I paid $35.89 for these off of eBay. Free shipping. Of course, comes with a sticker. A nice padded box. Comes with all the hardware, the screws, the mounting rings, all that. All in black, of course. And these are staggered tuners. Of course, they have the Tone Ninja logo on the back. One mistake I made when ordering these, I wanted staggered so I don't have to use string trees, but I wanted locking as well. When I ordered them, I didn't pay attention to the order, and these are not locking. They're staggered. But they'll do the trick. They'll work for what we want to do. And so far, I've used Tone Ninja a couple other times, and I've had no tuning problems whatsoever. So they do their job. The bridge I used came off of a project I had. This was 3-spring tremolo. The new one is a Wilkinson. The block is a full-size block on this. I did have to shorten the new block. It was too long, and the guitar body, when we milled it out, we ended up with an 1.5 inch thick body, so the block would stick past the back of the body just a little bit. And I wanted to get this project done, so I just milled the block down, and I think we'll be okay. It's a lot heavier. It is thicker than the Clary one. Make sure this is zeroed. It's 2.10 millimeters at the thickest part. The Wilkinson is 2.48 millimeters at the thickest part. So a little bit thicker. It is a lot heavier because of the bigger full-size block. I was going to try to just swap out the blocks and not have to mill that block down. It is made out of zinc, I found out. But the screw holes would kind of line up, but the string holes would not line up. So that was not an option. The Wilkinson did come with all the springs. It has 4 springs with it, the screws and the tremolo arm, of course. This is a press-in tremolo arm. It fits pretty good and tight in there. Of course, when I milled this down, I didn't realize there was a plastic insert in there for the tremolo bar to seat down in, and it melted a little bit. So I had to kind of fix that. But it works. The bridge was $24.99 off eBay, or the trim, whatever you want to call it. And then, I believe last but not least, are the pickups. The ones we used building it came out of a Les Paul kit. I upgraded the guitar fetish on that when I built it, so these were laying around. They are 2-wire, and I did have a problem. I noticed that the solder here will not hold. It keeps coming loose. I've tried resoldering and everything else, and the metal cover has movement in it. I don't know if the camera is seeing that or not. And when I turn this guitar up to about, say, 6, 7, it would start getting a squeal in the amp. So I don't know if the pickup has something to do with that or not. We'll find out when we do the sound test. I did use copper foil tape for shielding on the control cavity and all that, so I don't think it is a shielding or grounding issue. I double checked all that. The new pickups are Fluor, not sure how you pronounce that. They came wrapped in tin foil like this. They come with the springs and screws, and they are marked bridge and neck. The original humbuckers we put in there were not marked, so I just had to use ohm readings to figure out which cavity to put them in. The pickups are Allen Cole 5. These cost me $22.50 off of eBay, free shipping. The new pickups are 5-wire, so if I want to, I can do coil splits on them. At this time, I don't think I'm going to do that. I'm just going to leave everything as it is for now. So let's get the meter out here and see what the resistance are in these. Let's check the old pickups first. I believe this one was in the neck position. It seems to have the longer wire, and I think that's how I used it. That pickup reads 11.80 thousand ohms. And I believe this one was in the bridge position originally. Whoops. I believe this one was in the bridge position originally. That reads 11.89 ohms. So not a lot of difference, just less than 1,000 ohms actually, I think. Okay, so this is the new neck position. The reading on this one is 7.42 kilo ohm. That's a lot lower than I expected. Just to make sure at the coil tap it's 3.644 kilo ohm. The bridge position on the new one reads 14.58 kilo ohms. At the center tap, 7.37 kilo ohms. So that is a big difference. So it will be interesting seeing the sound test what the differences are. So Guitar Fetish, I spent $46.73 in parts, $16.94 in shipping, for a total of $63.67. From eBay, I spent $83.38. There was no shipping on any of those parts. So I have a total of $147.05. So there's the parts. I want to get this thing together hopefully and do the tone test pretty quick. I'm hopefully going to start putting it together today. I got some other stuff going on. So I'll see you in the next part of the video. So the guitar is back together now. All the black parts. Give you a little shot of it there, hopefully. I also made a plate for the spring cover in the back. So I'd like to do a sound test on it. I got before recorded and do an after. The amp is still setting exactly like it was. Nothing's been touched on it. I've got the same strings on the guitar, which they've kind of been through a little bit of a hell last few days, so hopefully they're okay. The potentiometers are the same. All the electronics inside are the same. The sound will be recorded through a digital voice recorder plugged into the earphone jack of the Fender Champion 40 amplifier. Everything's going to be set on 5 for all clean tones, even the guitar, same as it was before. In the gain, everything is set for 5 except for the voice will be set on full metal. Don't criticize my guitar playing too hard. I know I'm not that great at it, so just try to pay attention to the tone of the guitar itself and let me know what you think. So changing out all the parts did get rid of the squeal. It's no longer there. As far as the sound test goes, I could not really hear a difference myself. Let me know if you can. My hearing's not so good. So I have to wear hearing aids to hear certain frequencies. Do you like the silver hardware or the black hardware? What do you think looks best? I like either one. I love the guitar no matter what. It plays great, it feels great to me, and it's something I got to do with my son. So, give me your opinion. Thanks for watching. Have a good one. Bye, y'all.